All right, and for some reason my timer broke, so hey guys, welcome to our next panel here at Utah RemoteCon 2, where we are raising money for the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. So if you haven't already, please make sure to donate. We'll pop the link in the comments. It's just givebutter.com/Utah RemoteCon 2, and all proceeds are going to that foundation. So far, we've raised $665. We do have raffle prizes that we're giving out. This time, we are giving away a Daredevil beanie, courtesy of Marlee from Cutscenes and Cupcakes. And then we have a Stolen Droids shirt, not the one that I'm wearing, but one's very similar to this. So please make sure to enter the raffle, and at the end of the panel, we will announce the winner. So without further ado, let's dive into our next panel, Marvel What's Next. I will actually be your moderator today. And Yay! With me, I have my amazing cast of panelists. We've got Marlee from Cutscenes and Cupcakes.
Hi.
Marlee, just go ahead and give an intro about yourself.
So I'm on the Cutscenes and Cupcakes podcast, which is a podcast about video games rated with refreshments. And I'm also a member of the Stolen Droids podcast.
Yes. And Erika?
I will say it again as I have these past two panels.
Say it again.
I'm
Erika's our Marvel expert by now.
For those of us just joining.
And so I'm also part of the Stolen Droids family. I run the Let Us In podcast, which is a system-changing TTRPG. We are starting season 2, and that is going to premiere on June 4th, which is actually my husband's birthday.
Oh!
I just realized.
What a coinkydink. Tracy?
Part of the Stolen Droids network on Movies That Make Us with Jake Dietz and Valerie Cameron. And Colin, if it isn't the shirt that you're wearing right now, I'm not going to buy a raffle ticket.
Okay, I'll tell you what.
You want the
if
shirt
you buy a raffle
Colin's
ticket,
back?
I
want the shirt off his back.
If you donate and you win, I will give you this shirt.
All right, sounds good.
Straight off my back. All right, and James.
I'm James Thompson. I am the CEO of Big World Network, and I am a lifelong and hopeless geek.
Awesome. And what is Big World Network?
Big World Network is a nonprofit publisher.
Cool.
Awesome. That's sweet. Mm-hmm. Love that. So cool. All right, guys. Phase 4. We're here. We're finally in Phase 4.
Oh, yes.
Yay!
Can you guys believe it?
No.
We have waited so freaking long through the absolute just horrors and train wreck of COVID delaying some of our favorite series. And finally we're getting out of it. How does it feel to you guys? Do you think it's helped kind of get over any kind of superhero overflow that you guys have felt, or are you guys just completely
people
energized no matter what?
What
some people
are you talking about?
That feeling is unfamiliar to me, so I'm stoked out the wazoo.
Yes.
It's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I feel like there's not enough. I don't have enough Marvel in my life.
Well, you're about to, because they're coming. They're coming hard.
Hey, they said
we got.
They said it 2 panels ago. The Surviving the Blip panel. I think it was Craig who said it, but there are every 3 months for the next 2 years there is a Marvel movie, and I guess I didn't realize that until he said it. But he's not wrong. It is. I'm so I'm so sad I don't work at a movie theater anymore and I can't get free movie tickets.
Hey, Marlee, I won some of the movie tickets and you won the shield.
No, you won I think you just won a $5 gift card.
I don't know what it was, but it was Megaplex, and I'll trade you for the
popcorn.
shield.
Congratulations.
I'll trade you for the shield. You can have some popcorn and take Jason out on a date.
that many.
We'll talk.
Jason will buy
we'll
the popcorn.
talk later.
Come on. Yeah, we've got 9 different films or series coming out over the next little bit here. You know, we've got the remaining Disney Plus series, Loki, and then Hawkeye, and then What If, which Loki is just coming out in less than a month.
Oh,
Like,
I
holy
can't wait.
crap! It's almost here. You know, they give us a little bit of a break from Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and now we're leading into this. And then we've got Spider-Man 3 coming out. And what is that supposed to be in? Oh, did they move up the date?
Yeah.
It's July 26th.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Last I saw it was December. Okay, I'm okay with this, guys. It's okay. Everything's gonna be all right.
I was gonna say they announced it.
With this.
Yeah, they announced it in that. It was kind of like a elongated trailer for Phase 4.
All right. We've got Black Widow coming out just in a couple months here. In
a couple weeks, isn't it?
July, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it June?
I think so.
Or is it July? I thought it was July.
Maybe it's July. I thought it was June.
Oh, I should have had all of these things pulled up.
It's
July.
July 9th.
Man.
July 9th.
Okay.
Also, a month after Loki.
Yeah. There's a really fun fan theory going around about Loki because the date changed to like a random Wednesday and then a different month, that it would be fun because Loki's messed with the timeline and he's going back to fix things, and people thought it would be fun if all of a sudden Loki just dropped one day and there was no announcements, no nothing. It's just all of a sudden on Disney Plus. And I was like, that would be effing brilliant because it ties in perfectly with the time being all funky and Loki just being the god of mischief.
I would drop everything and go straight to my Disney Plus account.
Yeah, I think most of us would.
I'd love that.
Work? Who has to work in the middle of the day?
I mean,
Call the sick day.
Oh yeah.
I have COVID.
It's so weird. Oh, no.
I wouldn't.
Oh,
I don't have
gosh.
COVID.
And then coming after Black Widow, we do have the Eternals, Shang-Chi, The Legend of the Ten Rings, and then we have the What If series, followed by Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, and then Thor, Love and Thunder. Is there any of these
Ant-Man
series?
and the Wasp, Quantumania.
Oh yeah, Quantumania.
I'd love Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh my gosh.
Let's bring in Kang.
And Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, it's so weird to think about because of COVID, Black Widow was supposed to already have come out.
Mm-hmm.
Doctor Strange was supposed to come out right after WandaVision, like a week later.
Yeah.
So originally Spider-Man was going to come after Doctor Strange, and now it's the opposite. So
yeah,
and Loki screwed this whole thing up.
I agree, and it was interesting
Seriously.
too because Benedict Cumberbatch was supposed to be in WandaVision, but the director recently came out and said we didn't want it to kind of overshadow, and I was like, that's also kind of smart because it's this really big buildup, and then we have to wait forever for Doctor Strange. I was like, I think that's kind of a smart move, but also like Disney would totally do that to us.
Oh yeah,
they love to mess with us.
They were supposed to walk right into Doctor Strange like that weekend. It was supposed to.
Yeah.
WandaVision was ending Friday, and
I thought that would have been so cool.
Like the next day.
Yeah.
What a good, cool experience that could have been. I think it's sad that some people with Black Widow, they're like, oh, the hype's kind of just gone now. And I'm like,
no, it hasn't.
What? I'm like, what are you even talking about? It makes me really sad when I see that.
The movie like that hits the theaters, everyone's going to drop everything they're doing.
Yep.
As soon as you've got that Marvel tag over, it's over. That movie's going to make bank. It doesn't matter what film it is. It doesn't matter what part of the timeline it's in.
That's right.
Traumatized by a Marvel movie again, and they'll go.
Well, and fans are saying, well, you know, Disney doesn't have much faith in this movie because otherwise they would have just put it on Disney Plus. It's like, no, there's a reason they're holding it back because they think that it's so good.
Mm-hmm.
If they didn't have any faith in it, they would have dropped it on Disney Plus when the pandemic hit and called it good.
Right.
They've got faith in it
Sure.
because they are waiting for a theatrical release.
There's something in it that's going to twist things, and I'm so ready for it.
Taskmaster. It's Taskmaster.
I think so too. I think
it's got to be Taskmaster.
And then there's something I've forgotten her name, but the blonde. I think there's something weird going on with her because there's this other fan theory that I love these crazy fan theories because at one point in the comics, there was a face transplant.
A face-off?
Yeah. A face-off.
I'm bringing in Nicolas Cage, are they?
And people were talking about how, like, she was in the trailer, she was just, like, laying down on, like, a surgical table. And they're like, I wonder if they're going to, like, transplant her face onto Black Widow or something crazy. And I was like, that would be so cool. I'm going to find what the comic is. And get that for you guys.
Yeah, the last thing we need to do is revive Ghost Rider and bring Nicolas Cage into into the MCU here.
Although there's a lot of rumors that Ghost Rider is going to be making a cameo. The actor who did it on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I can't remember his name.
I'd be good with him doing that.
Yeah, he was fantastic in it. I actually really enjoyed him.
Yeah,
where would he fit in? Where would he fit into the MCU, though?
That's a really good question.
There's been a lot of smoke about bringing in some of like the Daredevil characters, some of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. characters, and kind of reintroducing them. And because that stuff isn't canon, but bringing them in and making it canon.
Okay, I found the comic book. So it sounds a bit wild, but in the pages of Black Widow volumes 1 through 3, Natasha, Nick Fury, Daredevil, along with the extended help of S.H.I.E.L.D., kidnap Yelena. They then force her to undergo a face-altering surgery that allows Natasha to take Yelena's visage to complete a mission.
It's Face Off.
Oh, interesting.
Face Off.
Totally Face Off.
And in the trailer, it does look like there's like some sort of stitching around her forehead, and that's where the whole thing came into play.
Interesting.
Oh, interesting. Okay. See, I would not mind if they brought in some of the people from. Yes, Robert is very knowledgeable.
Robert's got our back.
I would not mind if they brought in the actors who were in like the Daredevil and Punisher and like all the Marvel Netflix shows. Like if they're going to bring them into the MCU, I would hope that they would keep the same actors, but at the same time, like if they didn't, I would completely understand why.
Yeah.
Because if the shows don't totally fit with the MCU, then it would make sense to bring in different actors and kind of create a new thing. Right. But I wish.
I do too.
Yeah. Right. I just feel like when they released those Netflix series originally, like they were made to be part of the MCU.
I thought they were supposed to be canon.
Eventually come in.
I thought that they were
not. Like the quality was movie quality, right?
Yeah,
every single episode.
Daredevil was set right after the first Avengers film.
Yeah.
In New York. And they made reference to that. So originally it was supposed to be canon, but they've changed that.
How cool would that be, though, if Daredevil was Peter Parker's lawyer?
Right?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That would be awesome. I just want more Foggy in my life, guys.
I love Foggy.
Yes!
Like,
so great.
I don't know about you guys, but I've been enjoying some of the other Disney Plus shows. And they've got the Mighty Ducks one that's on there. With the new TV series, which is just a bunch of kids, and you've got Gordon Bombay in there, just being this grumpy old guy. And in one of the episodes, the guy I forgot what character he actually played in Mighty Ducks, but Foggy Nelson was actually guest appeared in there, and it was awesome.
Oh, really?
Oh,
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
I'll watch it now.
Yeah,
I know.
But anyways, back to Marvel.
I recently read it was just like a limited series comic, Marvel Knights, and I loved it because it had like this like perfect mashup of people. It was Daredevil and Punisher and Elektra and Black Panther and the Hulk. But it was mostly Bruce Banner, but Hulk did make an appearance. And then they like talked about a lot of other characters and meeting up with them and stuff. So there was a lot of like references, but like it was just so fun to see that combination, especially because, you know, in the MCU and then the TV series, like, you know, we get those images and those characters in our mind, and we can visualize it. And so then like when you're like reading a comic or something, you're like, okay, I really want to see, you know, all of these actors in the same room as these characters.
Right.
What was that called? What was that called?
Marvel Knights.
Marvel Knights.
Yeah, there's 6 issues. It's a really small release, but it's like a 20th anniversary, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I can send you some pictures later. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was a fun read.
Yeah, I'd love to read that. That'd be awesome.
So, as we know, or speculate, the biggest film of probably Phase 4 is going to be Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. You know, we're going to be getting Scarlet Witch coming in after, you know, all the events of WandaVision and figuring out where she's at with things now, right? And what's her state of mind? How is she coping with the loss of her family now, and you know, the loss of her children, the loss of Vision, and the loss of this life that she created, but also dealing with all the guilt that she's had to deal with. So where do you guys think this series is going to take us?
I want her to go get some therapy from Sam.
There you go. I
need her to get some therapy from Sam.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I didn't even actually have a thought. I was like, oh, I got to come up with something. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I wonder if they're going to bring in Doctor Strange, because he would have noticed kind of what was happening up in New Jersey.
He did.
Also,
he was the one who sent the commercials.
I heard. Oh, that's right. I heard that. But I think they're going to pull it in even more, because I'm guessing that the Darkhold is in the original Doctor Strange. They mentioned that there's a book that was missing, and I bet you it's the Darkhold, and I bet you that's going to tie that in.
Yeah, I could see that. That'd be cool.
The question is Wanda going to want therapy, or is she going to think that she can handle this on her own? She demonstrated in WandaVision that she is not the most stable and not the most willing to accept any kind of help from anybody.
That's a good point. I think she's so broken and so far into it that she doesn't think she needs help.
Granted, Sword wasn't the most capable or willing to help.
That setup.
Pointing missiles at her wasn't good for her psyche. What?
Yeah. Now, as a sidebar, I really want to see what happens with Miss Rambeau.
Yes.
In the future.
Yeah, for sure.
Marvel. The Marvels.
We didn't talk about Marvels is coming.
Oh yeah.
It's got Monica Rambeau.
That's going to be huge.
Captain Marvel and Ms. Marvel.
Yeah,
so that's coming.
Oh my god.
And we didn't talk about Black Panther 2. We missed that one as well.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I'm just failing as a moderator. I'm sorry.
I knew we would come around to it. Because that's a big one.
Yeah. Well,
but when Monica Rambeau got her powers in that, I stood up and I screamed, and I woke up my wife, and she was like, "What are you doing? What's going on?"
Was it 2 a.m.?
No, it was fairly early in the morning, though.
It was 3 a.m.
Oh my goodness!
No,
well, at least you were just.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I mean that's a great point too, and maybe because, you know, Rambeau already has this kind of connection with her. Maybe she's going to be in this film as well, and maybe she'll be able to help pull her back out of this again. Because one of my questions is she actually just going to be a villain in this movie? Like, is she going to be so unstable that Doctor Strange is the only person that can really come in and be a force to?
Well, especially
keep her at bay.
She heard her kids' voices calling out for help. So, she's going to be a force to be reckoned with.
I think she's going to be the villain for a majority of of madness. And then I think Strange is going to, or something somehow is going to kind of pull her out of it to where she is not letting her astral plane self take over who she is.
Well, and I would love to see like a mentor-mentee relationship too between Doctor Strange and Wanda. I think that would be amazing for him to teach her some things, and maybe, I don't know, I would like to think that like maybe Wanda's time at this little cabin next to a really pretty lake maybe does her own, like its own kind of therapy for her, while she's also you know, busy studying and learning and trying to like really understand what she is capable of. And so I think there's definitely going to be some, like, I don't know, I guess you could say darker motives there, but then Doctor Strange is going to come in and be like, okay, hold on. let's flip this around and like, let me help you, like, and we can, you know, I can help you be better and do this for a good reason.
Yeah.
I love that idea.
Well, and they have very similar story arcs too. I mean, they've both had such great loss, right? But with Doctor Strange, it's much more
ego.
It's much more his ego. It's much more of kind of this mental state of I know everything and everything should be my way, and you know, I've got these great skills and no one can stop me. And then being completely shattered and sent down this rabbit hole of you know, kind of self-despair and trying to figure out who he is again, and what his purpose in life is now that he has this, you know, traumatic injury. And so they've both felt, you know, some level of just complete and significant loss.
Man, this is gonna be so much fun.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my
so
gosh.
so we've also got Spider-Man 3 and Spider-Man 2. We come to this point where all of a sudden he's the bad guy. Like Peter Parker is completely ousted as Spider-Man.
Is he though? Is he though?
He might not be,
because I think they're going to solve the problem with Skrulls.
Yeah,
I don't
Skrulls
know.
could be it.
I mean, Secret Invasion is coming anyways.
But like anyone can put on a suit.
Yeah.
I don't think everyone is a Skrull though.
No, but there's going to be, if they follow the comics, they're going to have some people that you very least expect to have been replaced. And I'm really excited to see when I think it's a series, isn't it? I think it's a series now of the types of things that they have already planted in the series and the movies leading up to Secret Invasion, to go back and be like, oh my gosh, that was this the whole time. Kind of like Nick Fury. It made you go back and question everything. It made people go back and frame by frame analyze Captain Marvel, Nick Fury cutting the sandwich to see if it was in triangles. That's what Secret Invasion's going to do to us. We're going to go mad.
Oh my goodness.
I will allow somebody else to go frame by frame, and I'll read about it on the internet.
If you do,
Seriously.
it's New Rockstars. New Rockstars on YouTube has the best Easter egg breakdowns I have ever seen.
That's true.
Yeah, he does do a good job.
I got Marlee hooked.
It's insane that people actually go and just like sit there and just keep tapping their keyboard and look for any just simple little piece.
I think back to
It wasn't Miss
Spider-Man.
Marvel, it was Civil War.
Oh,
My bad.
but back to Spider-Man. You should put Jason's comment up there. I agree. I think that would be really fun to see, like a Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
So he's saying he wants Tobey Maguire on there, and then also Andrew Garfield. Like, how awesome would that be? And like everybody's like in denial. Like, of course, Tom Holland's like in the dark because that boy can't.
Oh yeah,
like,
no one's gonna tell him anything.
And you know, but like everyone else, like I feel like it's just gonna be like a big surprise, and I think it'd be awesome. I would love to see a Spider-Verse thing.
They've come out and said that they have not been contacted by Disney or Marvel at all to come in for these
That's
movies.
probably what they're paid to say.
We'll see.
But
I was
if you
gonna
look
say
at the
something along
interview
those
with
lines.
Andrew Garfield, he looks absolutely sincere and he's ready for the rumors to stop. And I'm like, they're not going to stop because you saying that is going to make us want it even more and believe it.
You see, there's two big differences, or one big difference between Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, and that's that Tobey Maguire can take the punches any day. He can laugh about those films and really say, yeah, that emo dance was absolutely terrifying and terrible, and it's probably one of the best memes on the internet.
Oh yeah.
While Andrew Garfield, he was pretty ripped apart because he wasn't the best Peter Parker.
He was okay. I think he's a better actor than the scripts they gave him.
I
think so.
really
agree.
like
Sam Raimi to some whoever did the Andrew Garfield stuff. I mean, that's a huge drop off.
I think it was definitely a scripting issue, and I think a huge part of it was just the CGI as well.
Yeah,
because Jamie Foxx did not look great on the
they
screen
have
as that.
confirmed that Jamie Foxx is going to be in Spider-Man.
Yes,
They did, yeah.
And Doc Ock.
Yes.
Yeah, they're bringing back what's his name
from the Tobey Maguire ones.
Second one.
Oh, right.
I can't remember.
So are we
remember
going to start seeing some more and more of the Sinister Six now?
I think so.
Oh yes.
From what I've read, they are going to bring in one of the Osborns, either Norman or
finally
Harry,
his son Harry.
Yeah. Marlee knows. Yeah. Marlee knows all things Spider-Man and Loki.
I don't know all things Spider-Man.
Okay, but you know a lot more than I do.
Alfred Molina, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Alfred Molina. Again, Robert with the save.
Robert's got us.
Robert, just get in here.
Just join us.
Well, I mean, I see Jason's comment. Like, I'm sorry, Jason, but that has been confirmed. Alfred Molina is going to be in it.
It's absolutely, It is VV true. So, I think I'm just gonna keep, like, I had comment, like, I'm gonna keep my hopes at average. That that would be cool if they were lying about not being contacted and that they're actually gonna be in it, and I will be so genuinely excited. But I'm also just like, my hopes at average just in case.
Well, and the thing is, we kind of need to do that because Marvel messes with us. I can think of a very prime example, and let's go back to WandaVision and talk about the X-Men. Oh,
Ralph
Boner was so stoked for that. So stoked that we got to see. I'm so bad at actors' names tonight. I don't know what the deal is, but. We saw our Quicksilver from the X-Men movies, and then it was just all a fluke. It was just like a ha, we got you.
Yeah,
I'm not okay with it still.
It's Evan Peters.
Evan Peters, thank you.
But I wasn't furious like a lot of people at that. I thought it was a hilarious move, but I think that the producers have learned their lessons, that if you keep a bunch of Marvel nerds in quarantine, we will go insane and think Mephisto is behind everything and the X-Men. And I think that as soon as like the episodes keep releasing, they're like, what have we done?
Yeah.
What have we done to these poor nerds?
I don't think we're going to see anything from the X-Men until probably Deadpool.
Oh man, I'm
Yep,
because the next Deadpool is going to start coming into the MCU. So what better way to bring in the X-Men than Deadpool, where they've already had some of the X-Men characters jump in? Like,
that's true.
So do you think Spider-Man's going to kick off the multiverse? Because originally it was going to be after Doctor Strange, but I'm wondering.
I don't know
because to be the kickoff to it. Because
I feel like that's a lot of
pressure to
Doc
Ock and having Electro in there.
I wonder if they're just going to do what they did with like WandaVision and just be like, we just happened to get these guys because it's just really cool. Or they could go the route of it's not explained, where it's like these people are confused at where they came from and why they're there, but the multiverse has opened up and we just haven't seen it yet. And I think that would be really cool, is if it's just this big unknown of like this Doc Ock comes in, he's like, you're not Spider-Man. You know, you don't sound like Spider-Man. But really the multiverse has opened up, we just didn't see it until Multiverse of Madness or something opens up. I think that would be really cool.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Which one comes first, though? Oh, Spider-Man comes first.
Yeah.
Okay.
How bonkers would that be if
Yeah.
Doc Ock comes in, he's like, you don't sound like Spider-Man. Who are you?
What's going on?
So, I kind of want to talk about Black Panther.
Yeah.
Colin, I'm sorry, I don't mean to like step on your toes. Did you have any questions
please.
about Black Panther? Or? I guess
my major question is like, where are they gonna go? Like are they actually gonna choose Shuri to take up the mantle? We know that she's taken the mantle up in the comics, but what really does happen at this point?
Yeah, because the director
that's what
writer
I want to know.
said that they won't do anything like CGI or anything crazy. It's going to somehow seamlessly work into the story. And I thought, how nice.
I'm glad.
Do you think they're going to use previous footage? Maybe.
No, they said that they're not touching that at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I didn't remember if they said anything about previous footage. I just remember they were just like, we're not going the Star Wars route. We're not going to CGI faces.
Well, I think it's interesting because Martin Freeman recently had an interview. I don't know if you guys saw, and he said the director, Ryan Coogler, was kind of walking through the plots of the story, and he's like, they were having a video conference, and he said he kept giving him weird looks, and the director's like, no, stay with me, it'll all make sense. And he said we're in for a real trip and something unexpected, which I love. I love the fact that they're mixing things out.
I'm glad you bring that up, because I had forgotten to finish the interview. Something had come up with work, and I just have it. It's like up in one of my tabs somewhere. I love Martin.
The multiverse of tabs.
Awesome.
Yes, I have windows with tabs for specific things.
Tabs for days.
Yep.
Ooh, that's an interesting theory Robert posted.
I like that.
Oh.
I think he'll be back. I swear I've been seeing some things, but it could be fan theories. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Killmonger shows up.
I wouldn't either, because we saw his body, fall to the ground, but we all know if you don't see the funeral and the absolute dead body, nobody's actually dead.
Yeah, there might. Oh, I'm sorry, Colin, or whoever I interrupted.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
There's another sure challenger for the throne of Wakanda if Killmonger doesn't come back into it. M'Baku.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, we have seen a lot of that character. He did come up in Endgame as well through some of the portals. You've seen their relationship go from this completely rocky relationship into this really true brotherhood. And we got Erika just losing it.
Because I'm in the middle of watching
It's
Supernatural.
my comment.
And Marlee she says the dead body doesn't apply on Supernatural. And I just start season 4 where everything's going crazy, and that is very true.
You're only just getting started. But anyways, Marvel.
I actually heard a rumor about Wakanda Forever, and maybe you guys can dispel it because y'all are more knowledgeable than I am about this. Maybe I heard a rumor that the villain of this particular film might be Namor, the Submariner.
Oh my gosh!
Heard that?
I have not heard that rumor, but I would love it if Namor came
back
back, because
for a while. Yeah,
it comes back to Endgame, where there was a seismic activity under the ocean,
That's
we
true.
handle it by not handling it. And I was just like, that sounds like Namor. Because Namor was the one who initially found Captain America in the ice. So I was like, oh, it would be so cool if we had Namor.
Yes.
See, I want to see more Shuri.
Look, he won't be
That's
as
who
cool
I
as
want to see.
Aquaman.
Give me more Shuri.
I do too.
I mean, Aquaman's better, but you know.
You can believe what
This
you
is a Marvel panel. We're moving on.
Man. Don't mess with
Get Aquaman out of here.
We're not talking about DC in that unstable universe over there.
That's next
another
Friday.
movie.
Yeah, for some reason, Batman's
That's
face
another
keeps
panel you
changing.
guys
It's
can watch.
weird.
So
What did you
That's
say
next
that
Friday.
but let's talk about Robert's comment a little more here because I'm pretty interested in this as well, because obviously the herbs have completely burned up at this point.
Yeah.
How are they getting powers? Is maybe Robert's right, and maybe they didn't take that from his body, but
I'm sorry.
Robert is just
Robert
coming in clutch with these
Robert
comments.
is on fire.
He is.
oh my
DCEU
God.
equals the true multiverse.
Yes, Robert. Oh my God.
Oh my
love it.
gosh.
I love it.
Oh, it's killing me.
I'm reading it, and he's not lying.
Yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to the Eternals.
The
You know,
Eternals.
I'm really looking forward to that.
Why I'm looking forward to it too.
Yeah, it's
I don't know
one of those
anything
things like
about it.
it's
I
so
don't know
cool.
much about it, and I've tried to watch Nomadland. Good night, that movie is slow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think I've ever actually finished it.
I didn't.
I
I
want-
got halfway.
I want to see her other movie. Stories My
Writer-
Brothers Told Me.
Is it the writer?
I don't know if it's stories my brothers taught or songs my brothers taught me.
Oh,
That sounds like it's awesome. And she's working on a documentary about Bass Johnson, I think his name is.
yeah.
That one I'm really interested in.
So I want to see a trailer before I make any kind of decision. But
Technically, we saw a teaser
Yeah.
trailer.
yeah,
I mean, it's got a really interesting.
blow.
We're gonna have the
Cast
Stark
for-
brothers, like
Yeah,
Jon Snow's gonna be in it,
that's right.
Good old Jon Snow.
Oh,
and
yeah.
we saw the older brother. He's one of the leader guys. I've forgotten his name. But he's in it, too.
Jolie's in there somewhere.
Angelina Jolie, which
Yeah, she's
I
the one
haven't.
holding the sword.
I don't think I've watched any of her movies since Tomb Raider.
I haven't
Oh
watched
my
anything
God.
since like Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith was great.
I loved that
Yes.
movie.
She's got that new movie that just came out today, that Fire Ranger one.
Oh, yeah, that was.
She had a movie come out today.
Yeah, it's on HBO Max.
Oh, that's why.
I can't remember what it's called. It's in theaters too, but it's the. Anyway, we won't get off topic, but yeah.
But yeah, I think Eternals
Right.
is a really unique
Yeah.
thing. Like I brought up New Rockstars earlier, and they did a breakdown of the trailer and talked a little bit more about the Eternals and how at one point one of them, because I don't know all of their names quite yet, essentially thought that they were like becoming too powerful and erased their memories
I've
and
heard
had them
that.
living as regular human beings. And that would be a really good segue into why they haven't done anything over the past 15, 20 years in the MCU, is because they don't know who they are. But after the snap and people coming back, it kind of was like, it's time for us to come back.
Yeah, the synopsis specifically states that there's a tragedy that happened during the events of Endgame that trigger the plot. So
Yeah, that's where it came from.
Well,
Yeah.
well, maybe that's where
interesting.
maybe
So-
that's where they kickstart the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
Maybe
That could
maybe
be.
that's what kind of wakes these people up.
Yeah.
Although that's going to come after Spider-Man though, so who knows?
Because it's a lot of cosmic
Yeah.
energy that's out there now. Because
Right.
even Rocket talked about it. He's like the surge, that's all over the universe.
Mhm.
That would be a great way to bring in X-Men and
I'm
you know,
curious to
mutant
know what they
genes.
mean by a tragedy though.
right? Like what
that's
kind of other
intriguing.
tragedy would there be? Like because they could have easily just said the events of Endgame,
Right.
but they specifically left out the specifics and just said tragedy.
Yeah.
Obviously, someone close to them died.
Something big.
But who knows who that is?
That's also a good point.
Bring up
So my opinion about the Eternals is the same as my opinion on is it Shang-Chi or Shang-Chi? And the Ten Rings.
Oh, Shang-Chi?
Shang-Chi. And that is, I don't know anything about either one of them, but I am so excited to watch those movies. I don't care. I don't care if they're like terrible. I just like, I love Marvel movies, as you guys can probably tell. And like, it doesn't even have to be a good movie for me to just like, that was entertaining. That was awesome. Yep. But the one I am very excited for is Thor 4, Love and Thunder.
Yes.
I am very, very excited for that one.
Do you think that they're going to go the cancer route with Jane Foster? Because she ends up taking up the mantle of the God of Thunder because she was dying of cancer, and
you've seen Natalie Portman recently. She's
jacked.
She is jacked.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I saw one not too long
to see
ago.
her again. Ever since Star Wars, I had the cutest. I had the hugest crush on her as an actress. She's phenomenal.
She's adorable, and she knows how to act. I absolutely love her.
Yeah. So
fantastic.
Do you think there's going to be like an overarching villain in Phase 4, or are we going to get set up to bringing in King the Conqueror for Phase 5?
I think they're gonna do like a halfway setup. Like it's gonna really start kicking in like mid Phase 4, but leak into Phase 5. But I'm really excited for Kang the Conqueror. I think that would be fantastic. But I think for the first little bit, we're gonna be dealing a lot with the multiverse.
Yeah. He's coming in Ant-Man and the Wasp, and that's one of the last Phase 4 movies. So yeah.
Oh, I love him.
Oh, something that we didn't touch base on was Spider-Man. Venom.
Venom
2. We're supposed to see something coming of Venom 2, right? Because they've officially said it's supposed to be canon now.
Well, Sony has the rights to Venom. They have the right to the Sinister Six creature or characters. They have said that Spider-Man is the only character who's allowed to travel between both universes. So I think what they're going to do is you're going to have a Spider-Man with like a Sinister Six over, but it will be released by Sony in addition to Marvel. But it's not going to be an MCU movie. It's going to be a Sony film because they have the rights.
That's a really good point. I didn't think about that.
I would not be mad about that.
But if we've got multiverses, you can have Spider-Man go in and deal with Carnage and deal with Venom. And
I love the dark humor in that trailer.
I want to see Gwen Stacy. No, you're fine. I want to see Gwen Stacy. They need to bring in like actual like Spider-Gwen.
Yes.
Oh, I love Spider-Gwen.
Well, and maybe with the contract, assuming that they don't renew the contract with Sony for Tom Holland, does Sony own the rights to Spider-Gwen, or is that still with Marvel?
I think so.
I think the only one that Marvel has is Spider-Man, and they have to share him. I think all the other characters still belong to Sony.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but I believe that's the case.
Because it would be interesting to see if Spider-Gwen came in and maybe became that next part of the Marvel wing.
Or which Spider-Man will fight the Sinister Six? Garfield, McGuire, Holland?
Yeah.
I bet it's going to be Holland.
I think
that would be my guess. That would make the most sense. Yeah.
It's going to be all three of them.
Dude, that would be sick.
That would be cool. I would be okay.
They're all going to take him down.
Dude, that would be so cool.
I would love that. Oh my gosh.
So yeah, you won't see Venom in the MCU, but Spider-Man can go play in the Sony universe.
Yeah. Like Robert said, Sony Pocket Verse.
I'm for it.
Oh,
I love this.
We forgot about She-Hulk too.
Yes.
Oh yeah, She-Hulk.
Oh my gosh.
The actress is phenomenal.
Jeez.
I forgot. Who did they?
Is it Tatiana Maslany?
Yeah.
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 Yep,
Yeah,
that's
she's
her.
phenomenal.
Absolutely fantastic.
I love Orphan Black.
My little son, he's like 2.5 years old, and he has been watching some of the Hulk cartoons
Oh no.
on Disney Plus, and he's gotten into some of them that bring in She-Hulk, and he absolutely just loves every one of those episodes. And it's the
That is so
cutest
great.
thing, just watching him go around and say Hulk smash. It's adorable. I'll send you guys a video sometime. It's
Please do.
awesome.
Yes, I need to see that.
Oh man. There's some seriously amazing stuff. Like
What a
watching
time to be alive.
exactly.
Seriously.
Like we were talking about in a previous panel about like the production stuff with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and we were talking about how cool it is with the Mandalorian and how that screen is going to kind of be like the new blue screen, green screen. I was like, just like, what a time to be alive to witness the creation of this new technology, but also to be here for all of these Marvel phases.
James,
Like,
you might remember. These other three are too young, but you remember the original Marvel movies that we had.
oh, I've seen those.
Oh yeah, those are
The Iron Man one,
pretty
he
great.
looks like a pill.
We had Batman, and that was about it for a long time.
Which
You're
Batman are you
so
talking about?
nuts.
Are you talking about Keaton or are you talking about West?
Either one.
They're both good.
It's true.
More of Keaton because it was the 80s.
Yeah,
But
Keaton was the one for a long time, and then, but before him we had that terrible Captain America movie with the Red Skull, who looked like he had been dipped in some kind of gooey red paint for the first of the movie.
the old Hulk TV series with Luke.
The Hulk TV
He was just painted green.
Painted himself green.
Yeah.
That was so good.
yes.
Man, it's just so great. You've got so much coming out in theaters. The masks are coming off because of the vaccines. We've got streaming on Disney Plus. There's just so much stuff out there, and it's great.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I love it.
I love this. I love being a nerd.
Well, and Tracy, I know you've at least been alive to see changes from back when Star Wars even first released, and the big technology advances that came from that.
I'm so old. I remember seeing the original Star Wars in the theater, A New Hope. That was the first movie I remember seeing in the theater.
Oh, that's so sweet.
You guys are like, oh yeah, I remember seeing the prequels.
I didn't realize what age we are. We're like almost in our 30s. Like we're not that young.
You're still young.
Wow,
we're not
you're
that
young.
We're not that young.
We're almost to our 30s.
Yeah, but because we are these nerds, we love watching. I absolutely love watching some of this older stuff because it's just so classic and fun.
See, Robert knows.
Even watching that original Iron Man where he looked like a freaking pill. It was the stupidest thing I'd ever seen, but I also loved it because they tried to bring it back. They tried to make it more of a thing. And so just watching all the stuff that's happened over the course of our lifetimes is so fun to watch continually progress from having a potato be a planet in Star Wars to what they do now with the Mandalorian.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
It's the leaps and bounds.
The other thing is you've got A-list Hollywood actors who want to be a part of these movies. Whereas when I was growing up, this was the thing you stayed away from the most. This is where careers went to die. And you have A-list actors and A-list casts coming in. I mean, you wouldn't get an Angelina Jolie and a Robert Downey Jr. and some of these quality of actors, Benedict Cumberbatch, coming in back in the day. So that's exciting.
Or even in TV shows, they used to stay far away from TV shows because that's where they because it progressed from like superhero fantasy, and TV shows was like, no, that's where careers go to die. But now this is where they go to keep their careers thriving, because that's what everybody wants.
We're in a golden age.
People,
we really are.
Yeah, and we've got people like Nathan Fillion, for instance.
Oh.
You know, one of his first big things was jumping into Firefly. And then, you know, after season 1 just gets canceled. And, you know, he just kind of disappears for a while. And then, you know, comes up on all these other random like pop culture things. And now he's, you know, a series lead in
The Rookie.
In The Rookie, and was in had another show, Castle.
Mm-hmm. I love Nathan Fillion.
He's going to do a cameo in the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, he's the detachable kid.
I'm so excited for that.
Hey, DC Night is next Friday.
Sorry.
Oh my god.
It's Nathan Fillion.
He's so cool.
Nathan Fillion is in Marvel.
Yep,
He's in Guardians of the Galaxy. He's the one who gets the twigs shoved up his nose.
Yeah, in the prison scene.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, wrapping up here.
Fine.
We're technically we can go as long as we want because we're the last panel, but you know,
I've got a lot of panels tomorrow. I need to sleep.
You sure?
I know, right?
3 panels in a row? Psh, nothing. Which film are you guys most excited about right now? Let's go ahead and start with you, Marlee, and go around from there.
What was the question again? Sorry.
Which movie in or show in Phase 4 are you most excited for?
Well, I'm gonna pick one of each. I think for movie, I'm most excited for all of them. No, Spider-Man. I'll say Spider-Man. And then for TV series, Loki. I mean, for goodness sakes, he's right here behind me. He's on my shoulder. he's my man.
Bad angel.
I'm gonna take Marlee's joke and make it serious. I literally cannot pick a favorite. I just can't. I am so thrilled about every single one and what every single one of them is going to mean that I couldn't even speak. I literally cannot pick a favorite. I just can't.
So tough. Tracy?
If I had to pick one, it would probably be Doctor Strange with Spider-Man just below that.
Okay. James?
The film I'm most excited for is Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, because from what I just read, the big bad in that film is the real Mandarin.
Yes, it is.
Not the fake one we got in Iron Man.
The real Mandarin.
It's going to be the real Mandarin.
Mm-hmm.
I said Zonner is going to be happy.
Yes, because he hated that plot.
Oh, he hated that whole film.
That was the beginning of the Ralph Boners.
True.
Oh my gosh.
The series I'm most excited for is What If.
Yes.
I've always been interested in the what ifs in any kind of series, Marvel, DC, Dark Horse, even in fiction. I've been interested in the what ifs, and Marvel's What If is going to put it on the screen for me to see. That's really interesting. Yeah. So
yeah, it's going to be so beautifully done.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm pretty darn stoked for Hawkeye. Actually, I really like Hawkeye.
I do too.
I think he gets a lot of guff, but really, like, he's a solid character. He's literally at a lot of times like kind of the backbone of the MCU that we don't get to see a lot, right? Exactly, he's the Aquaman of the MCU.
I'm going to call Falcon in the Winter Soldier. You're out of line, but you're right.
Yes. No, but like Hawkeye, he's got something about him. Like he's that old man, get off my lawn type that just wants to have everyone come over still and like be his little friend. I don't know. He just brings out the best in people. So I like him a lot. I'm also excited for Kate Bishop, and Haley Steinfeld. I think will do amazing.
Yes,
in her role. Even though her Transformers movie was just meh on a
I didn't see
level,
it.
she did an amazing job as an actress. And then for film, I'm with Tracy. It's between Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. I don't know which trumps. I'm just still on the hook from the last Spider-Man movie, so I really want to find out what's going on there. And Tom Holland, you can't go wrong with Tom Holland.
You never can.
He's
I bet
cute.
he's ready for Spider-Man to get out of high school.
He's been freaking busy, guys.
Yeah.
He's released
Uncharted?
Uncharted. He's released like 2 other films recently.
Although that
like one right after the
working.
other.
Yep.
Yeah,
Cherry was big.
it's
like
crazy.
Chaos Walking or whatever. That was supposed to release years ago, and it was so bad that they just didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
I didn't see that one.
I've
All
heard
right,
it,
guys.
I haven't watched it.
Well, thank you everyone for being a part of this panel. We appreciate every one of you guys donating your time. Marlee has a wonderful gift of a
I think
raffle
that's
prize.
so freaking cool.
We're not going to give it to the first person
cool.
that we're not going to give
it.
it to the first person that I drew though, because
It was
he
Marlee.
No, it was Jason.
I won the last one.
Hey, Jason, congrats.
So does Jason
Jason
want that,
won?
or does he want a Stolen Droid shirt? Which do you think he would want more?
Isn't it both? Isn't the prize both?
No, there's 2 winners.
Is there?
Yeah, I thought so.
Oh, I mean, I guess
could be
whatever
wrong.
Colin says goes.
Colin's the moderator. He can do whatever he wants.
Colin owns
and
this
I don't know.
crap.
That's
I was
true.
gonna say he is stolen droids.
Jason wants Colin's shirt.
Jason
Yes.
wants Colin's
I mean,
shirt.
we're all all right. Jason gets the shirt that I'm
If I
wearing
wasn't going to
right
get
now.
it, I'm glad it went to
Don't
Jason.
wash it.
Yeah, I
I'm
think he
not
wants
gonna
the shirt.
It's gonna be just drenched in my sweat from sitting here all night emceeing.
Ooh,
It's
they
gonna
call
be
it.
There's a reason why
It's gonna be
black shirts.
amazing.
It's Ooh, they call it.
Blake says that's a nice looking hat. I wonder.
That's because
wonder
it was
where Marlee
originally
got that
from
from.
Blake. No, Colin, the hat was originally from Blake. He didn't want it anymore, so he gave it to me. And then I'm like, you know what? It's
And
just
then
sitting
you
on a
didn't want
shelf. Like,
That's a great
I
idea,
don't wear
though.
hats.
Do re-gifting
I don't wear
stuff?
Jeez.
Especially for
best.
charity.
All right.
Oh,
The
yeah.
winner.
I knew Blake
of the
wouldn't
beanie.
care.
Drum roll, please. Ben and Aaron of the Howler podcast.
The
Hey!
Howler Pod. Oh, they were so fun the other day.
over who gets to wear it. They can share it. They can maybe let one of them take weekends and the rest weekdays, whatever they want with it.
Gets one
It's
side
great.
of the hat, the other gets the other.
Yeah, just cut it right in half. I you might be able to re-sew it together since it's a reversible one.
I'll ask
Which is
them.
fine. It's great. Awesome. Well, thank you, everyone. So far, we have raised $665. We still have a whole nother day tomorrow. We have a whole nother week next week.
Oh, yeah.
For Utah Remote Con. So please share us out. Help us raise money for the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. We really appreciate all of your guys' donations. We're going to have more awesome raffle prizes throughout the week. Sadly, you won't get the shirt that's off my back because that goes to Jason now.
Yes, it does.
Oh my
You have
gosh.
other shirts you can raffle, dude.
I
Let's
do.
make
It's
that a thing.
true. All right, let's go. One of the things that I loved about Zachary Levi had his own little convention that would go on at the same time of
San Diego Comic-Con.
San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh, no.
It was called Nerd HQ, and so
Oh,
all
that's
the
right.
celebrities that would go to that would also go to Nerd HQ, and they would bring these amazing things to donate. And Zachary Levi had tons of Chuck shoes, and he would just be raffling those off like crazy, and they would be selling for like $500, $1,000, like these insane amounts, all for charity, and it was great. I loved it.
That's cool.
But anyways, please support us. You guys can follow us on @StolenDroids or @UtahRemoteCon. You can find Marlee over at Stolen Droids Podcast and the Cutscenes and Cupcakes. You can find Erica over at The Let Us In. You can find Tracy over at the Movies That Make Us podcast. And you can find James on the Big World Network, right?
Right.
Yes. And he also just recently guest on one of our other Stolen Droids shows, the Monday Morning Memory Wipe, where Craig Price hosts an amazing show that covers everything that went on in the previous week so that you guys can be ready to talk about it throughout the next coming weeks. So please follow us. We love you guys. Thank you, and have a good night.
Good night, everyone.
See you tomorrow.